Hey guys, as promised, I'm back on Saturday with another video, and today I'm going to be making a parfait. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my 1/4 cup of coconut oil in the microwave, and I'm going to let it heat for 1 minute. So now that my coconut oil is in the microwave heating, I'm going to start to make my granola. So here I have 2 cups of old-fashioned oats, and I'm going to put that into my silver bowl. Okay, so now that my oats are in, I'm going to add in my walnuts, and this is half a cup of chopped walnuts. If you don't want to use walnuts, you could always use any other nut, or you don't have to use nuts. Now I'm going to add in my teaspoon of cinnamon. So now that I put all the dry ingredients in, and that's what it looks like. So my coconut oil is done. I'm just gonna let it sit in there to cool a little bit, and now I'm just going to mix this together. So for the oats, you can use any kind other than instant or quick, because it won't really taste the same, because instant, because you want to let it bake for some time, but like when you use instant, it bakes so quickly, so it'll kind of be like burnt. They also have gluten-free oats if you wanted to make this gluten-free. So yeah, so I'm just gonna, it's all mixed together. That's what it looks like. It looks mostly like oats, but that's because that's the most. But I'm just gonna go grab my coconut oil. So my coconut oil has completely melted like we wanted it to. So now I'm just going to add it into my dry ingredients. And if I didn't say this before, I'm pretty sure I did, but this is 1/4, I used 1/4 of a cup of coconut oil. So now I'm going to add in my maple syrup, and this is a tiny jar, but that's all I needed. It's 1.5 ounces. So I'm gonna add this in. If you don't want to use maple syrup, you could use honey or molasses, whatever you guys like. So my maple syrup is now in. That was quick, but it was a tiny bottle, so yeah. And also over here, I forgot to tell you guys, but I have 6 strawberries. I don't think I'm gonna use them all, but I have them. And then I have vanilla yogurt to make my parfait. So right now, I'm just going to add in the vanilla. I use 2 teaspoons of vanilla, but if you guys don't like vanilla that much, you could use 1 teaspoon, or 2 teaspoons, whatever works for you guys. Or almond extract, whatever you guys like. So I'm just gonna mix this together now. As you guys can see, it's kind of like clumping together and sticking together, but that's because we added in our wet ingredients, and this is exactly what we want to happen, so that once we bake it, it is granola. This is actually a cheaper alternative to just buying granola. If you have granola bars at home, you could crush it and make a parfait as well. Or if you have the bag of granola, you could use that too. But if you wanted to make your own, you could do this. So right now I'm going to, and you could also make your own flavors, whatever you guys want to do, if you want to customize this recipe. So it stuck to my hands because of all the ingredients. So I'm gonna try and like scrape it all off if I can, so that we get as much granola as we can. Oh yeah, so I forgot to tell you guys, but I preheated the oven to 350 degrees to bake this granola. So I'm kind of using the side of the bowl to get all the granola off my hand, or most of it. Yeah, so I'm gonna wash my hands to get the granola off. So now I'm just going to grab my pan. I have sensitive fingers, so I'm just gonna use an oven mitt because I don't want to burn my fingers. I'm just gonna slide everything over here. I'm gonna put my pan right here. Move the strawberries a little bit. Okay, so take this off. So now I'm going to put my granola onto the pan. I'm gonna scrape it all out to get it on the tray.
Scrape down the bottom of the pan. All the cinnamon and stuff is there.
Okay. So I just scraped down the bottom of the bowl. So it's empty. And now I'm just gonna spread this out. So I spread it out pretty much all over the pan. It's not really connected, but that's okay because it's still gonna bake. Yeah, we just need a nice even layer of granola. So I'm gonna put this in the oven now. And then, so you see the coconut there because at about halfway from cooking, I'm gonna add in the coconut to the granola. So let's go over to the stove. I'm gonna open this up. So I'm gonna put that in for 10 minutes before I put the coconut in. Did you see the granola fly? I think that was from my hand. So I'm gonna put it in for 10 minutes until it's time to put the granola in. Oh, so hey guys, so my granola is in the oven, and now I'm just gonna show you guys how to cut strawberries without hurting your fingers. So what you have to do is cut thin slices.
Where are you holding?
I'm holding the stem so that my fingers don't get cut, and you're just gonna cut thin slices, and then once you get to about right here,
where the stem starts.
Yeah, where the stem starts, you just cut all the way through, but leave the stem on because you're just gonna cut that later, and you want to kind of go all the way through. So I'm just gonna make sure that I went all the way through. Okay, and now I'm just gonna cut off the stem, and you cut it where you see that the line started. So, and then, yeah. So it's kind of like that, and then you could just break it off. And this is what one looks like. So I'm gonna finish cutting the strawberries, and I'm gonna come back to you when it's time to add the coconut to the granola. Hey guys, so it's been 10 minutes, and I'm gonna take out my granola now, just to add in my coconut. That's what it looks like. I'm gonna bring my coconut over. So I'm just going to sprinkle it all over. If you don't want to use coconut, you could use any dried fruit, such as like some people use dried cranberries, some people use dried cherries. You could even use blueberries if you wanted to. Whatever you want to do. It's okay. Just gonna finish out the rest of it. Okay. So now that my coconut is in, I'm going to kind of like mix it together. So just put this down.
How much longer does it have to stay?
I would put it back in for about 10 to 15 minutes until it's like completely crunchy, like granola. So now that I mixed it, I'm gonna spread it back out. Looks like there's a little bit more now.
How much coconut did you put?
A quarter cup. No, half a cup. No, a quarter cup. Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna put this back in. Drop the rag. So let's put this back in for about 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes until it's done. Hey guys, so my granola is done and this is what it looks like. I've allowed it to cool for a little bit. So here I have some yogurt and some strawberries like I did yesterday. So now let's just get started with assembling this parfait. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit of granola and the coconut and I'm going to sprinkle it at the bottom of my wine glass. And I'm using a wine glass, but you could use a regular cup, or a mason jar if you want to. If you want to pre-make this and put it in the fridge, and then just grab it when wherever you have to go. So I did one layer of granola, and now I'm gonna put some yogurt and so I'm trying to get an even layer of yogurt. So I'm gonna grab a spoon so that I could spread it. Because if you spread it with the same spoon, you can't put that spoon back in the yogurt. So I'm going to use this spoon to help put it. Okay, so now that I kind of like spread it, I'm gonna add in my strawberries, and I only used 3 strawberries because I thought that was enough. And I think I'll have a little bit of extra strawberries so that I could eat it as well outside of this parfait. So that's what one layer of all looks like. And I'm just gonna repeat the process. So I'm gonna put another scoop of yogurt. Oh, so if I didn't tell you guys, I'm using vanilla yogurt because the granola, it has a little bit of a vanilla taste, like it has vanilla extract. So I'm just gonna use it again. So now I'm gonna put granola again. And you want to make sure that you put yogurt in between the granola and the strawberries so that it's not too dry. Okay, so now I'm gonna do yogurt again. I need a little bit more, so I'm gonna add it in. And now I'm going to spread it one more time. And now I'm going to add in my fruit. And now, so I usually put it to the top of the glass. So once again, I'm just going to spread it. Put some granola. And some more yogurt. So I'm using the entire thing of the Greek yogurt because I need it. So this is my last layer of fruit. Okay, so now let's talk about today's Bible verse. And today's Bible verse is Proverbs 25:27. And it says, "It is not good to eat much honey, nor is it glorious to seek one's own glory." This verse goes against a lot of things society tells us is acceptable. One thing that I have trouble with is eating too much honey. I don't really eat a lot of honey, but I do love sweets, so that makes me sad. But I understand what God is trying to tell us. Even too much of a good thing is not good. For example, sometimes we get so involved in a project for school that we stay up late and neglect our other responsibilities. If this happens once in a while, we may think it's no big deal, and we return to life as normal the next day or as soon as it's over. Seems harmless, right? It may be until the next big thing comes around and we do it again and again until we become so wrapped up in the things that have a hard due date or a deadline, and the things that are flexible become so flexible that they don't even need to be done anymore. I am talking in particular about reading the Bible and praying. I am guilty of putting those things to the side because I know that God will understand. When I do, though, I feel so guilty and ask God for forgiveness, and He always forgives me. But why do I have to do that? I think it's because I want the praise and recognition from my teachers and my classmates when my project or my report is the best. I want to talk about how much time I spent doing this project and provide a detailed summary of the types of glitter I used or the amount of money I spent at the craft store. This verse brought me back to reality. None of that really matters on a grander scale. I'm not saying that it is not important to do your best in school, but there are limits to the time and attention you should give everything. God gives us His attention all day and every day, and it is never right to not give it back to Him, no matter how busy this world gets. Right now, I'd like to turn my attention to eating this parfait. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me make this video, and hope you guys will give this video a try. It's really cheap and an easy alternative to buying granola, and it's super customizable. Thanks for spending part of your Saturday with me. May God bless you. Until next time and always, I'm Hannah J. See you Saturday.